Problem two, I think my solution was financial viability. It's just a common idea, I think, that generations that are beyond me have, is that students and college students, especially if I read the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, people are very cause-driven. They want their work to have impact in the world. When I talk to my wife's uncle, he's a business leader in Chicago, he often recalls the story of two girls that were applying for his company. He asked them, "Why do you want to be here?" And he's appalled by what their answer was. They said, "I just want to have work that's enjoyable and has impact." And he thought that was a ridiculous answer. He tells me that all the time. But I think it's easy to think, oh, like there's all these protests and social upheaval and all these things. So what are students concerned about? They want work that's meaningful. And I'm just here on the ground to say people have always been concerned about money, and they're still concerned about money. Students probably more than ever are really worried about and overwhelmed with this concern of money because of how in their face it is. And their earliest memories are coming on the Great Recession, right? In 2008, 2009, that's when they were really, really little. And so they probably, my wife and her family have memories of her parents struggling, you know, a dollar bill flying out the window and her mom like breaking into tears kind of thing. And I think a lot of students have that as a backdrop, so much so that they're constantly worried about money, even when it's present. A student I was talking to recently didn't take classes this semester because of how stressed he was about finances, just working. And then his grandparents just wrote a $20,000 check to cover it. I thought, why were you worried? Like, your family has obviously plenty of money. And it was just the general culture, or as a lot of people would say, the vibe. It's the vibe. And so the New York Times had an article about this. I've been thinking this for years, but I was happy to know that a larger source than me is also noticing these trends. It said, what do students at elite universities want? They want money. That's what they want. And so if I were in a business, I would want to outline to reduce turnover rates, not in contrast at all what Ian said, but I would want them to see how there's financial viability for a long term in your company, if it is there. A friend that I was talking to one time is in process of becoming a franchisee at a Chick-fil-A, and he said one of the draws was they told him that this would be the last job he would need, meaning there would be enough financial viability he would never need to look for work elsewhere. I think it's worth looking to say, can you offer that to people here locally? They don't have to go to Nashville. They don't have to go to Austin. They don't have to go to Orlando or New York. But is there financial viability? And what does the route to that look like? And what should the expectations be? A lot of students expect that financial success will come by the time they're 30, as Ian said, and for some of us, maybe it does. But the general path probably isn't that, and you need to help them understand that early. Financial success is probably going to come more long-term.